Just flat out no introduction right now. Um, I'll tell you this. This is the very first time that since I've been doing this thing, man, since I've been, this content creator, this is the very first time where I literally, and I'm not being dramatic, I literally just don't even know what to say. I literally don't. I'm gonna need y'all help, man. What the fuck did we just watch? What did we just watch? It literally does not feel real. What I just witnessed. I can't believe this shit. I literally have a video on TikTok of me and my son. And I never do this. I promise y'all, I never do this. For everyone who follows me on TikTok, they can confirm. I never post before the game is actually over, and I just got ahead of myself. I have a video on my TikTok right now of me and my son dancing our asses off. Belts in hand, talking about belt the ass. And I feel like the world's biggest dummy, man. World's biggest dummy for literally what I just witnessed, man. We're going to let this intro play, and then we're going to talk about a game that is going to be historically haunting the New York Football Giants and forever talked about. That is what we just witnessed tonight. I can't believe this shit. Look at me. I'm pressing my outro on an accident. That's.
I felt there was no better athlete on that field than me. I was the best athlete on the field, and in order to win, you have to beat me. If you can't beat me, then you can't win.
I tell you right now, you know everybody gonna watch this ass whoop I'm put on you, right?
It's the guy who was never lying. Sometimes defiant. Since you waited time.
And get both feet down on the ground, and then it came out of the pile. This ball's thrown, and Tyree, that may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Sometimes defiant.
Lobs it, Burris alone, touchdown New York.
Luis says that loss is on coach. That loss is definitely on coach, but that loss is on every fucking body. Every fucking body, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Money Mike says, you got to be kidding me, bro. What the fuck just happened? When you find out, please let me know. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. God, I hate kickers. Fucking travesty. Andrew says. Juan Santiago says, fire everybody. What the fuck? Same shit with Dallas. Omega Supreme. What in the actual fuck? I don't know, man. I don't know. This McCatamy, however you pronounce his name. However you pronounce his name. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just start off with the blame game here, man. And we're going to talk about everybody's fault, who it is, because you don't have a loss like that off of just one player's fault, off of just one thing. We're going to talk about everybody. First off, we have to start with McCatney. He deserves everything that's coming his way. Let's be honest, man. Let's really have a talk. He deserves everything that is going to come his way. He shouldn't even get a plane ride home. But let's say, okay, let's talk real world situation. His walk to the car should be the most diabolical thing that we ever witnessed from Giant fans. Take that with what you may. He should get an ass whooping in the locker room. See, it's bigger than just one kick with him. He's been mixing extra points consistently. Consistently. And there is no way that you can tell me that Young Ho, I forget his name, is not a better kicker than that man. So then that also is something that you have to keep in mind when it comes to this coaching staff. What we witnessed tonight is the story of our fucking lives when it comes to the New York Football Giants. We will find a way to lose. And that is an understatement today. Drew Phillips, somebody who I always speak highly of, who I always commend, played like complete ass. Played like complete ass tonight. Drew Phillips was in the right place at the right time. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he was literally a liability out there tonight. Jackson Dart. Whoa. Yes, we're going to talk about him. I know people don't like to criticize our QB1, our new favorite guy. I get it. But, hey, y'all know this is not the channel for that. There is critical moments late in the game, man, that Jackson Dart just completely didn't execute. There was the late game interception. That was just terrible. A terrible throw. There was the overthrow to Wan'Dale Robinson on that third down conversion. And I know people are going to, sit there and try to really break down the play calling and all of these different things. And this is the thing about Coach Dable, that this is probably the only thing. No, it's not. This is going to be one of the few things that I defend Coach Dable, and y'all know me. Y'all know I believe Coach Dable should have been going yesterday. But I don't believe in that whole train of thought on when Coach Dable does these things on third down conversions, on fourth down conversions, and he may throw a flea flicker, and he may throw a pass down the field and things like that, and people always go to the play calling. But the way I see it is, if the play works, if the man is open down the field, if the play that is drawn up works to perfection, to me, I am not going to put the blame on the coach's hand. To me, the players have to simply execute. So we could think whatever we want about Jackson Dart overthrowing Wan'Dale and the play call is concerned, but the truth of the matter is Jackson Dart overthrown him. And then also, which really doesn't matter because we end up scoring after we had the pass interference, but this is just something to also note. When we needed to score, there was an overthrow to Hyatt. And also, there was a moment where Jackson Dart was underthrown. Let's call it what it is, and let's not look to just blame everything. Trust me, we're going to get to the coaching. But see, y'all know me. Everybody deserves their piece if it is deserving of so. Just like when things go well, you get your credit. And when shit happens like this, no, we got to really have to talk about it. Also, coaching. You cannot tell me with a straight face that this roster isn't good enough. You cannot tell me all the way up until the fourth quarter that this roster, this team didn't look like a playoff team. You can't tell me that. Coaching. there's so many things, man, where you honestly just you can't believe that the coaching is this terrible. I see y'all talking about Deonte Banks. Well, let's really talk about it. I'm literally watching this thing break down, and I am saying to myself, they are going to go straight at Deonte Banks. They're going to go straight at Deonte Banks. Cordell Flott is playing out of his damn mind all game. And you are not aware enough to say, no, we need to put Flott on Sutton. We need to make sure that he travels with him and make sure that Deonte Banks, the man who is infamous for giving up a play, infamous for that shit, is not on their number one wide receiver. You don't think that is the thing to do? No, this is nothing analytical about this. This is just obvious shit. Obvious. Deonte Banks has given up plays every time we have seen him on the field. Every single time. So that is who he is. We've already talked about this before. Some guys, even in the coaches, when I mean guys, there are just some people who you have to understand and realize they are who they are. They're going to be, for us, who they're going to be. That's it. No wishing, no hoping, none of that shit. We have seen enough from certain guys to know this is who they are. Deonte Banks is who he is. It's who he is. He gives up plays in critical moments, and he is just not good in coverage. He's not, especially in man opportunities. He's just, that's who he is. Why do we not have the minds on the sideline to say to themselves, maybe this is not a good idea? Just maybe. Especially tonight. Especially tonight where Cordell Flott was strapping up shit all game. All game. Guys, this is just simple common sense shit that when we talk about this coaching, they lack. And this is not just a one-time thing. This is game after game. Game after game. Late in the game, we need a drive to go score. There should never be a time where there's a delay of game. There should never be a time. Now, granted, let's go ahead and charge it to our quarterback being a rookie and not paying attention to the time clock. Let's charge it to that. There is no logical reason that you can say to me, the offensive guru, the guy who you claim has all of the resume in the world to be able to go out there and show you worth when he gets his quarterback and all of this other shit that y'all been feeding me. There is no way that he doesn't realize in that moment that I need to either call a timeout or I need to tell my quarterback, my rookie quarterback, let's go. Don't tell me any more about why we should hold on to this weak-ass coaching. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. Because the truth of the matter is, it is not the players that I believe is the worst thing about this team. It is not the players that I believe is holding us back the most. If we look and break down these games in each moment and key moments of these games, it all falls on lack of coaching. This shit is terrible, man. No more defending this shit. This was absolutely embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing. This game was won. I wish I could show y'all my notes. Everything that I have written down is predicated to a game being won. There was no logical reason as to why we should have lost this game, man. These are fireable offenses that is happening with this team. And there's no reason to sugarcoat this shit. We literally did everything that we were supposed to do leading up to the fourth quarter. Literally everything. This was the most complete game for the first 3 quarters that I've seen from this New York Giant team in a while. I mean on the offensive and the defensive side of things. This was the most complete. All of that hard work, all of that hard effort went straight down the drain, man. I was waiting for that moment where we were going to call a timeout to just stop the game. Stop the game and make sure everybody on the sideline huddled up. I was waiting on that moment. I was waiting on the moment for somebody on the sideline in that coaching staff to take over and say, you know what? After that interception, I could see that the momentum is getting way too out of hand. Let me call every single person that is on this sideline into this huddle and let me make sure that they understand that this game can go a different way if we let it. We playing with a lead. And not only, because I could be, as a fan, I could be too comfortable. That's fine. But we're playing with a lead, and we got so damn comfortable, we stopped being aggressive. We thought we did enough. We played like we're not, well, we played like we weren't a 2-win team. That's how we played. And what have I told y'all about Coach Dable, man? The scary shit is just what I can't get over when it comes to him, man. It is just what I can't get over. You get way too comfortable. We stopped being aggressive, and we basically just gave them the right of way to come back in this game. This was more embarrassing than just getting our ass whooped, if you ask me. This was more embarrassing than that. Because you did enough to win the game. You did enough to win the game, but you just did even more to lose it. Absolutely terrible, man. Let's get into these comments. My fault, y'all. My fault. Let's get into these comments. One Shot D says kicker lost the game. Yeah, I mean, yes, he did. It definitely lost us the game, man, and it's inexcusable. Inexcusable. But the truth of the matter is, you don't get tracked down by 19 points off of just that one play. Off of just that one play. And I believe that McCaffrey needs to be fired. He needs to be fired ASAP and never picked up again. That is definitely a fireable offense of what we've seen tonight from him, man. Terrible performance. El Jefe says, bro, take this man's legs. He don't deserve to be a kicker. Christopher Moody, kicker had fucking one job, bro. Yes. Yes. My man Ant says the kickers lost y'all that game. We can't make this shit up, y'all. We can't make this shit up. My man King Devin says Young Hoku needs to be our new kicker. The defense let us down in the end. That is a fact. That is a fact. There is no way. There is absolutely no way that you can look me in my face and tell me that Young Hoku wouldn't have went out there and done a better job. And this is what's mind-blowing to me. This is not the first time, though. This is not the first time that we've seen this from him. And I wish I knew the game off bat, but he's also missed extra points previous to this game. Previous to this game. And so I really question why we didn't make the decision to let Young Hoku start. Why we didn't make this change. Omega Supreme says we had this game in the fucking bag. It's absolutely unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable. I am still in shock on what happened tonight, man. Ant says Dable been coaching really good lately. And no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He has not. I'm sorry. Solving the race problem says didn't think we would go out like that. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I can't believe it, man. I'm really in awe on how this shit went down, man. Really. Big task at hand. Shake my head. I got nothing. Solving the race problem says definitely shouldn't have listened to that game. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. CFA says unfucking believable. Let me scroll down, man. Let me catch up with y'all. I I literally, man, I literally believed with my whole heart of hearts that this was the really coming. This to me was the coming out party. I thought this was that game. I thought this was I was really going to come up here, man, and really start talking about playoff football. I put that on everything. For the first 3 quarters of this game, I kid you not, we looked like a playoff team. And we was putting belt to ass to them boys. Belt to ass. And that's why it is so difficult for this loss to register, man. That is why. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen this before, man. This is crazy to me. You literally do everything, man. You do everything. I have so much that I really want to talk and brag about. But all of that shit goes down the drain. It goes down the drain. Another L, man. As if Dallas wasn't enough. Another L where we do the hard part. We do the difficult part. And we just look and search and crawl for ways to lose, man. My man CFA says, Ben, don't break mentality is dog shit. Yes, man, that is another thing, man. Coach Shane Bowen, he like you would think a motherfucker would learn. You would think that he would learn. They need a field goal to win the game. And once I seen that we were only rushing 3, I said, oh, shit. Oh, shit. This dude is really as dumb as I believed him to be, man. It's really as dumb as I believed him to be. You can't make this up, man. Kenneth Perkins says, TP, we have to upgrade the head coach and GM, receiver room, safety, and linebackers. Tweak O-line. You know, and the crazy thing about this, Kenneth, and I understand what you're saying, especially with the head coach, and I'm with that. The crazy part that is just hard for me to just register, and again, I can't say this enough, is that the roster was good enough. The roster was not only good enough to win this game. Listen, the roster was good enough to win every game that we have played this year. Everybody kept talking about the schedule in this offseason. Everybody kept talking about this big, bad schedule. But to be honest with you, if we are talking about just roster and roster alone, this roster is good enough to have beaten every single team that we have lost to. So it's a clear-cut sign to me. A clear-cut sign to me that with better coaching, we will start to look like a complete team. Like a complete team. And to be honest with you, I thought that the coaching was actually pretty good for the first 3 quarters of the game. That is the crazy part. That is the crazy part. And I tell my sons this all the time. See, a mistake is when you do something once. And once it's a lot easier to digest. But the fact that we literally did a lot of the same things that we did in the Dallas game, we did this game. To me, is just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Boss Les says, I got a headache. What the fuck, son? I'm so heated, bro. You can't. I really don't know, man. I really don't even know where to go from here, man. My man Smooth Spidey says, nah, son, 33 and the fourth. Get the fuck out of here. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. Let me scroll down, man. I'm sorry, man. Let me scroll down. Solving a race problem says, well, refs gave us a chance with that defensive penalty interference in the end zone. I thought it was curtains after that, for real. Yo, to be honest with you, I thought there was literally no way. And then I kept telling myself, like, you know what? Nah. We are the New York Giants. As long as there is time on the clock, there is a way. After we scored. That's even after we scored. I ain't gonna lie. Before then, I thought there was no way. And then when they called up, it just reminded me, man. Christopher Moody says, facts. If I already had a playoff parlay made, I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. Oh, man. Shout out to my guy in the chat, man. Bourbon Cigar Conversation says, I'm so sick, I want to fight. Bro, I feel you, man. I feel you. I really do want to have a word with McAdamy, or however you pronounce. I'm messing up his name, but however you pronounce it. I really want to have a word with him, man. I really want to have a word with that guy. It's absolutely crazy. My man Gary Hall says, how the F do you give up 33 points in the fourth quarter? I could show you how, man. Just rewatch this game. Watch the New York Football Giants. They will show you how. My man Seti is in the building, man. Says the Andrew Phillips pass interference was the game. He didn't even need to hook him on 4th and 2. Yes, man. Oh, just a bunch of undisciplined shit going on, man. And I've seen everybody, kind of hinting at the fact that maybe the mile high, stuff start really happening, once it got to the 4th, and you could see everybody getting tired. You could see the lackadaisical play, the lazy tackling and things like that. They, and that most definitely could be true, man. But it's still so hard, man, to allow a team to come back from that much, man. Shout out to my guy W, man, with a super chat says they really canceled the post game. What? I didn't even look at the post game. As soon as they start running on the field, I turned the TV off because I couldn't stomach what I just witnessed. My man Blazing Tech Life says, don't hate the kicker. Dable put him out there. You're right. You are 1,000% right. Same reason why you can't hate Deontay Banks. Because at the end of the day, and like I was saying earlier, there are guys who have shown you who you are, and it is up to you to believe them. So you are 1,000% right. 1,000%. Solving the race problem says good teams find a way to win. We're not a good team right now. That's the reality. I hate to admit it. And you know what? I understand what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. And the I hate to admit it part of this really comes from the fact that we know that we have enough roster-wise to look better than our record, shows or displays. We know this, man. We know this. This was literally like just a terrible late game stretch for us, man, for finding ways to lose. And so that's what makes it even more difficult. I hate to get deep, but I can't help the fact that this analogy popped in my head. Let me ask y'all a question, because I don't know the answer to this, but I'm just gonna ask it. What is more difficult? A person who has never met their father, who has never met their real dad, never met him in their life, but grew up, became an adult, and kind of has the approach like, listen, you can't miss what you don't have type thing. Or the person who knows their father, knows their whereabouts, who's just been non-present their whole life. Non-present their whole life. Y'all tell me which one is worse. And the reason why I bring that analogy up is because that's how I feel about this team. It is, which one is worse? Is it worse just us just going ahead and just being sorry and losing these games? Just losing these games and just knowing going into these games that we're not going to win. Or having the roster and knowing that you're capable of winning and still having the same outcome as the team that you know that's going to lose. Because think about it. Last year, there was that feeling. Last year, it was the New York Giant football team, week in and week out, of us pretty much knowing, listen, this is another week of us going to lose. Another week of us going to lose. This year is a little different. This year is different. The record go hand in hand. But this year, you know you have the talent. This year, you know you were in these games. But we just find ways to lose and still can't get the job done. So I don't know what else. I don't know what else anybody else needs to see. And we're gonna get to this game, man. I just had to get this off my chest. I don't know what else anybody needs to see, man. But I can't wait till the day we all are on the same page to where we understand that Coach Dable needs to get up out of here, man. He needs to get up out of here. Shout out to my guy CFA, says, wow, that's a tough analogy. I can't say which is worse. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, my brain works like that. Sometimes analogies just pop in my head. So let's go to the beginning, man. I start again, and I'm going to read some notes that I have that I've written down during this game, man. So everything is going to basically sound like a team that is going to win. It's going to sound like a team that is going to win. I was going to mention the fact that the New York Football Giants haven't won back-to-back games since 2023. And I would have bet any amount of money once we got to a certain point of this game that shit was going to change tonight. I was so confident, y'all. Still, right now, you could go on to TikTok because I just don't believe in the fake and the phony. I couldn't delete it. But still, right now, you could go on to TikTok and I already had my post-game celebration shit going. I'm telling you. We were the first one to really answer. We were the first one to put points on the board. And I thought the momentum was definitely on our side, man. We answered first. TD to Bellinger. You know, we utilized Bellinger a lot more this game than we have seen in quite some time. And I was happy to see that because for once, again, I think we played a complete game for the first three quarters. But for once, I was able to see us actually, like, doing the things that we have been preaching for us to do. Like, actually being smart. Actually putting the ball in the hands of the guys that are, like, the most reliable. Not being the most predictable. I mean, I'm not saying we did anything too fancy, but we wasn't as predictable as we've been. And then I also said to myself, if we're talking about the first, again, the key words is the first 3 quarters. The first 3 quarters. The defense was looking like the number 1 defense, because they said early in the game, Denver, the number 3 defense in the NFL. And there was a period of time where, okay, if that is the case, then the Giants is out there looking like the number 1 defense in the NFL. That is just how good shit was looking for us in the beginning of this game. I'm not even overreacting. On the offense and the defensive side of the ball, I think we were doing exactly what we needed to do, man. Exactly. You couldn't have written a better script. There was a 4th and goal stop at the end of the second that this defense had, man. And I thought that was big as far as momentum was concerned. And I thought that was a huge stamp in the game to where I start feeling really confident at that moment in time. Again, I've already mentioned Cordell Flott was playing out of his damn mind. Playing phenomenal. Strapping everything. I already had my speech ready for Nick Bonito, because I was going to ask where he was at. Where he was at. Dre Greenlaw, I had something for him. Everybody kept talking about him being back and all of this boogeyman shit about Dre Greenlaw. I got to push all that shit to the side. And now we are the team that got to eat crow with all of this shit. Now to the other side, the only thing that I could have really taken away from, again, I'm only talking about the first 3 quarters. The only thing that I could have really took away that was bothering some to me was the fact that Theo Johnson, man, is consistently dropping that 1 pass a game, man. Now, granted, you know, he turns things on after that 1 drop. But that shit is getting old. That shit is getting old. Theo Johnson in these drops, man, has really pushed me to want to see Thomas Fidone more and more. More and more. Now, granted, I mean, Theo Johnson does this, and then, you know, throughout the game, this man, you know, steps up and makes big-time catches. But those consistent drops that you have every game is bothering some. It's bothering some. So it's hard for me. It's like, again, all of these things that I've just brought up, man. It doesn't sound anything. It doesn't sound anything like a football club, man, that is about to go out there and lose. How many times have you heard from different people that have said, oh, if the Giants put up 30, I've heard people say if the Giants put up 24, they will win this game. We put up 32. We put up 32, ladies and gentlemen. And it still just was not good enough. I was going to have a whole segment of just thanking Panther Nation for Brian Burns. And it's a damn shame that his play, man, is just going down the drain. What he's doing, man, is like some really good, phenomenal shit. But nothing to show for it, man, as a team is concerned. This is sad, man. This is absolutely sad. We'll read down some stats, man. Jackson Dart was 15 for 33. 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That was a big-ass interception. Cam Scatterbo had 16 carries and 60 yards. And even though, again, You know, that stat line right there isn't the sexiest thing in the world, man. You still got productivity, man, from scat. You got productivity from scat. And it was also another thing, man, that as I'm reading this, that I don't want to fail to mention. It was the first game where I felt good about the balance between Scat and Tyrone Tracy Jr., which I talked about in my pregame. Tyrone Tracy Jr. had 9 carries, 46 yards, and he had himself a touchdown. And when Tyrone Tracy scored, I thought that was it. That's when I thought it was game. But again, I was happy. I was proud of the fact that we were utilizing both backs. And we were really getting Tyrone Tracy Jr. more involved. Wan'Dale Robinson, again, another guy who really has, been stepping up, man. Stepping up big time. 6 receptions for 95 yards. I hate the fact that his play was going down the drain. It was going straight down the drain. And as a team, there's nothing to show for it. Again, Daniel Bellinger with a good game. 3 receptions, 88 yards. Theo Johnson, 3 receptions, 66 yards. And the crazy thing about it is outside of that, there's no receivers. Bo Collins had nothing on the stat sheet. Jalen Hyatt had nothing on the stat sheet, even though he very much could have if Jackson Dart didn't overthrow him. Lil Jordan Humphrey had nothing on the stat sheet. And then you have defensively, you got Brian Burns with 2 sacks. And you have Dane Belton, who had himself a good game as well. 6 tackles, 4 assisted tackles. Lord knows I wish Paulson Adebo was in for the entirety of the game. And then pretty much everybody just playing assignment football, playing complete football, man, all 3 quarters until shit got ugly. Until McCatney decided that he wanted to throw all that shit down the drain, all the hard efforts. Can't make this up, man. Can't make this up. My man B Jizzle says, let's go, baby. I thought your Giants had my Broncos. I was packing up. Then the 4th hit. And I've never had so many ups and downs at the end of the game like that. Great game. Giants played very well, man. Shout out to B Jizzle. Definitely with some class with that comment, because definitely could have jumped in here, man, and talked this shit. I don't know, because they got themselves the W. And we could sit here and we could have the excuse saying that, oh, we had them had and all that other shit. No. They got the W, point blank period. And for as far as the Broncos is concerned, man, when you have a game like that and you're still able to pull out a win, you can't be mad at it. You can't be mad at it. B Jizzle also says, I think the Broncos were beating themselves. Drops, penalties, and etc. Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. For sure. Unfortunately, when you play the New York Football Giants, man, you just, you're playing a team that's going to try to find a way to lose. My man Kenneth Perkins says, offensively, the wideouts aren't putting pressure on defenses. And the kicker is one of many bad players picked for this team by Dabo and Shane. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the truth. That's the truth. And I'm glad everybody is placing the bullet where it belongs, man. I'm glad. And yeah, I feel like as far as the wideouts is concerned, again, I can't really say too much until I see that all 22 and see what was happening down the field. But again, it's just hard for me to really complain when I know that there was enough done to really win the game. You know what I mean? Even when you talk about Jalen Hyatt, right? Like the move that he made in the late game stretch was on Patrick Surtain. Like, was on Patrick Surtain. And if it wasn't overthrown, man, I have all of the belief in the world that Jalen Hyatt makes that big play. So it's just, yeah, it's crazy, man. Blazing says, we scored 37 and gave up 40 already this year. Yep. That's us. That's us, the New York Football Giants, man. That is us. I don't know where we go from here, to be honest with you. I don't know where we go from here. I know I'm going to need to sleep this shit off. You know, and I even said to myself, you know, I want to at least, at the very minimum, in this 2-game stretch, leave being at least 1-2. No, not 1-2. One of these games between the Broncos and the Eagles. And I said that prior, and that shit sounded good, but now that I'm in this position now, man, it just, yeah, nah, it ain't it, man. It ain't it. And so we just digged ourselves in a more deeper hole, man, and I can only imagine, you know, what a game like this just does for the locker room. This is a killer right here, man. This is a killer. Listen, if you're new to this channel, please make sure that y'all subscribe. Also, do not forget to like this stream as well. Help the algorithm do algorithm things. And, yeah, man, bring all the New York Giant fans here to have these conversations. My man Luis says, all of this is on Joe Shane for not taking the kicker position seriously. The defense and the kicker. I couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. Again, when we talk about the kicker, right? This is not a thing where we could say to ourselves, oh, this was just a little mistake. Like, we've had issues with kickers before. So you would think there would be a point in time where these guys that are in a position of leadership will say to themselves, okay, we learned the hard way, but now let's clean this up. Let's make sure that we're putting the right kickers in place so that when we do need them and when it is a time to where we need these 3 points, we at least have secured it. And the reason why I am hard on this coaching is because McAdamy didn't just miss this one kick. This is not just the only sign. I need people to understand that. This not just the only sign. There were plenty of signs prior to this. And we put ourselves in this position to where we didn't want to believe those signs. And this is what happens. CFA says the offensive schemes at the end of the game was mind-blowing. We need to get down the field, and we only have 1 to 2 wide receivers in a pattern. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and that has been a consistent thing. That was a consistent thing. That ain't just been this game. That has been something I've been consistently saying. Just terrible, man. My man Blazing says, with better coaching, this team could overcome these mistakes. I guarantee it. That's a fact. That is a fact, 100%. 100%. With better coaching, this team comes more disciplined. You limit the same mistakes that you make. Players get better, consistently get better. Like a lot of things, man, it happens when there's good coaching. Kenneth Perkins says, Joe Shane thinks picking a better player means paying more money. He also says Koo was the kicker pick for this team. Definitely should have been him. Definitely should have. So, man. Solving the race problem says, what do you think about that dart pick? Should have just taken the sack. Spotted them an easy touchdown after that. Yes, man, bad quarterback play. I'm going to be honest with you. Bad quarterback play. Just a little too comfortable. You that's one of those ones that you definitely want back, but you kind of see that was the rookie in Jackson Dart in that moment of time, for sure. That was the rookie in Jackson Dart, and to me, what was kind of mind-boggling was not just only the pick, was the throws after that as well. There were some big time throws, man, that I believe that he could have executed better. And to be honest with you, there were some touchdowns. Even if you take away that pass interference, there were some touchdown opportunities, man. There was still some touchdown opportunities. But again, I would like to see Jackson Dart, man, really get more consistent with landing these deep balls and stuff like that. Because to be honest with you, what we've seen from him so far is that he's struggling a little bit when it comes to connecting. When it comes to connecting. My man King Big Juror 78 says Dable needs to go. You've never lied. You've never lied. That's a fact. That's a fact. Blazing also says, I'll live with those. He's a rookie trying to make a play. Yeah. I'm a word person, so like every word to me means something. I can't say I'll live with that, but I understand what you're saying. Definitely can't crucify him, for that. I can never crucify a player for not being perfect. It's football at the end of the day, and we should all know and understand that. Again, to me, a lot of my criticism kind of went towards what I seen from him after that, after the pick. But yeah, what you say here is where I stand with it. Coaching is where we fall short, and that is for sure. That is for sure. Kenneth Perkins says, Dart on that play, the man was there. It was like he didn't see the defender at all. Yeah, he got way too comfortable, man. I think he got way too comfortable. I seen exactly what he was trying to do. He was trying to just put a little touch on it so that, it could get over the defender. But it was a little lousy. It was a little lousy. Again, I don't want to just overcook it. You know what I mean? It was a hiccup. It was a hiccup. Blazin said his made plays outshine the bad ones. Just a fact. For the most part. Yeah, this game was tricky, man. Again, this game was tricky. I think that he really showed up, man. I think he did. And I think that he was really stepping into the moment. And again, not getting that W, man, really takes away from a lot. It really takes away from a lot. My man Louise says, do we separate Dable and Jackson so soon? I love the question. This is how I see it. Jackson Dart, to me, seems like the reason on why Coach Dable is even in this position that he is because Jackson is playing above the X's and O's. I have seen enough from Jackson Dart to confidently say that with good coaching and with the right coach, he will be just fine. Jackson Dart will be just fine without Coach Dable. And I think Giant fans don't need to believe that fairy tale that Jackson Dart is just so synonymous with Coach Dable. I just don't believe that. I honestly believe the biggest thing in person that is holding us back is this coaching staff, but mainly Coach Brian Dable. I honestly believe that. So Jackson Dart is not a worry, man. I think we have our quarterback. And if we bring in the right guy, man, I am telling you, it is going to be curtains for a lot of people. Shout out to my guy Iman Perry in the building. Says Dable killed all our momentum. Not only that, I was very disappointed that he didn't do anything that I could see to regain the momentum. It's one thing to kill the momentum, Iman, and then also just it's another thing to not get a control of it. Not say to yourself, all right, but shit, I really hate to burn this time out, but I know that if I don't regroup right now, it's gonna get ugly, which it did. Not to have awareness. I mean, we lack so much awareness, man, and I promise y'all, it is the you know how in the NBA they have what's it called, Shaq and the Fool? It's like we have those moments consistently. What did we just talk about in the Eagle game? Right before the half, when we called the timeout, right when the clock was winding down and was on 2 seconds, and the Eagles didn't have any timeouts. When Jackson Dart, had to set out a couple plays, went into the blue tent, and any logical mind would say, okay, well, let's ease our way back into running Jackson Dart. No, not Coach Dable. Not the offensive guru. Hit the ground running. Like, it's the lack of awareness and common sense, man, that just, to me, is just clear signs, man. Clear signs. He's not the guy. Bourbon Cigar Conversation says, season is officially over. I definitely feel like it, bro. Definitely feel like it. Shout out to my guy, CFA, says facts. The Juke is in the building. Shout out to my guy, the Juke, says, get them out of here. All of them. Yes, bro. Yes, man. Get them all out of here. Get them all out of here. And for everybody that is sitting here trying to pick one and not the other, I need y'all to understand that these like when it comes to Brian Dable, when it comes to this coaching staff, they're all in one. They're all in one in the sense of you can't say get Coach Shane Bowen out of here and not Coach Brian Dable, because guess who picked Coach Shane Bowen? Guess who advocated for him? Guess who pushed for Coach Shane Bowen? You guessed it. Our offensive guru, Coach Dable. CFA says Dart is out playing coaching. Oh, for sure. For sure. Kenneth Perkins says, you got two at this point, Dable. 4th year, and this team isn't trending up. Dart also needs a more professional football coach to lead to. Yes, man. Yes. My man Luis says, who would we go after as the next head coach? It still stands on what I said before. I haven't really sat down and really, seen who's available and looked at names. But I could tell you what I'm looking for. I am looking for a defensive-minded head coach. I am looking for a leader of men, someone who is passionate about the game, someone who has something to prove. And I am looking for someone who understands the importance of discipline. And please, I'm very particular on a defensive mind because I'm tired of the special team offensive guys. No, give me a defensive mind. Give me somebody who's also seasoned. Somebody who's been around this game. Somebody who we know that we're pretty much what we're going to get out of them. That's traits that I'm looking for. I don't want no new-time head coach, none of that. So we've done all of that. Now it's just about time to really lock in, man, and find a guy that is going to bring New York Giant football back. Start with the defense, and then put the offensive coordinator in a position to take care of the offense. That's what I'm looking for. Listen. Again, we pushing up on an hour here, man. I definitely have to decompress from this, man. It's still, I'm going to be real with you, it still hasn't registered what I just witnessed. I haven't even gotten on Twitter, and I'm honestly a little afraid to. Maybe I should do it with y'all. Let me see. Maybe I should do it with y'all. Let me pull up Twitter real quick. Let's just see what the feed is talking about, because I haven't even thought to get up there just yet. But let's see. Let me pull this up. Now, usually I don't stop my feed because, it'd be crazy shit going on. But let's take a look. Look at what we got here. Why in the world did the Giants' brain trust think Koo didn't deserve to kick for them today? Okay. So we don't stand alone in this train of thought. We don't stand alone. I like this. KSS says, love you, Linda, but all due respect, the term brain trust and Giants in the same sentence. Shame on you. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Let's see what else we got here. Burns at the end of this, very noteworthy, dropping 8 in coverage. Ooh. Is that what it said?
117. Oh, my fucking God, bro. Fucking nigga was losing that stupid ass shit. Hey,
Wow. So clearly, I'm not bugging. Clearly, I'm not tripping. Because we heard it here. Listen carefully. This is Brian Burns after the game. And he is speaking about dropping 8 in coverage. And that moment that I was just talking to y'all about.
117. Oh, my fucking God, bro. Fucking nigga was losing that stupid ass shit. Hey,
Yeah. Because what you're seeing here and what this says is this is your D-line. This is your dogs. This is the core of your defense right here, who is being held back from being great in key moments of the game. So it's no longer just fans saying at this point. The cat's out the bag now. We could pretty much get an understanding of what those player meetings were and all of that other shit. This is confirmation right here. They not feeling Coach Shane Bowen's bullshit either. They not feeling this shit either. Because after the game, the thing that sticks out to, like my man Iman Perry is saying, the league sack leader is saying you're dropping 8 in coverage. You're dropping 8 in coverage. And again, fool me once. You can make that mistake once. But again, this is the same shit that we've seen in the Dallas game. The same shit. So for those who didn't hear it, I'll play it one more time. And maybe you could hear what he is saying.
117. Oh, my fucking God, bro. Fucking nigga was losing that stupid ass shit. Hey,
The locker room is lost. We got to move on. You got to move on. I'm telling you, that loss was bad because they put all of the effort in. They did everything they needed to do to win the game, and you still find a way to lose? Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's see, man. What else we got? Jermaine Illuminor with his post-game tweet. I appreciate y'all. Did everything we could. I don't know what the fuck that means. Oh my God, I can't even watch this shit again. Yeah, get me off of that. I can't even watch this. Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. This post right here captions, it says, the New York Giants lost both of these games. You can't make this shit up, man. You cannot make this shit up. 26-8. Oh my God. 5 minutes to go in the game. My God, man. Should the Giants fire Shane Bowen? Should the Giants fire Shane Bowen? See, I don't like conversations like this without having Coach Dable in the mix, man. Because this is the thing about, like, this is the thing that irritates me, and maybe it's just me. But see, I don't like the fact that when we start having these conversations, the main person isn't being brought up. Like, again, if y'all are mad at Shane Bowen, y'all also should be mad at the guy who ruined the ties and relationship with Coach Wink, and to get this guy. He got this guy. So just like, you know, we are to praise him for going to get dark, we also have to criticize him for going out there and getting Shane Bowen. Like, come on, man. This is not the time to be finding excuses and reasons to defend bullshit. Let's talk about it. Giants Daily says here that Giants players have no confidence in his coaching staff, especially on defense. They said a lot of things over the last 2 to 3 weeks that hint that. Here's another example. And this is talking about that video that I just showed. Connor Hughes, who's an insider, man, who's really giving us the scoop on things, says did not get the sense in the locker room that the Giants love the final play calls on Broncos game-winning drive. Yeah. As Brian Burns said, we rushed 3, dropped 8. And I wish I could bring my wife in here, and she knows I said this exact sentiment. I said I cannot believe that we are only sending 3 at this moment in time. I literally said that as it was happening. Yeah. Asked to expand, he chose not to answer. This wasn't emotional, as I've seen the Giants. They're taking this hard, as they fucking should. As they should. All of the preparation, all of the hard efforts, all of the work went down the fucking drain. Went down the drain. It's a lot different than just finding a way, like, boom. It's a lot different than you just losing a game. This wasn't one of those things. They didn't just go and just, okay, we didn't play well enough. No, they won the game. They won the game. They did enough to win the game. But just did more to lose it. Here's a tweet here that says, not putting this loss on him. Defense gave up fucking 33 in the fucking fourth. No, you can't put it on Dart, man. No, you can't put it on Dart. We're not going to do that either. Another should the Giants fire Shane Bowen. Let's listen to AT.
Is in this together. This is a team. Everybody makes mistakes. And that happens as part of football. But we just got to do better as a collective, finishing when it matters the most.
Yeah, I'm sorry, respectfully. And shout out to AT, because this dude is absolutely phenomenal. And again, the more I think about certain players, the more I think about talent that we have, the more I think about just shit that we're just wasting. It frustrates me even more, man. It damn near makes me want to crash out the more I think about it. But respectfully, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to hear any of this politically correct bullshit. I'm sorry. And I mean that with all due respect, because this is AT. Pat Linder says, we know by now to believe what we see, not what we hear. Jordan Renan says, Brian Dable says he wasn't specifically yelling at defensive coordinator Shane Bowen at the end of the game. He said he was yelling because we lost the game. Yeah, shit's bad. Yeah, shit is bad. Yep. This is it, man. To me, this video right here, man, this is the telltale sign right here. That's the telltale sign right there. Let's see. Yeah, man, that's all I got. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Again, where we go from here, man, we'll talk about that later this week. I gotta go definitely just decompress, man. I gotta just go wind down. I can't even think about football right now for my sake, for my peace of mind. But to all of my New York Giants soldiers, man, that is in the building, please do me this favor if you have not already. Man, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, man. The channel is growing at a rapid rate, and I appreciate everybody, man, just for rocking with me and just, you know, allowing me to kind of get through this time of therapy with y'all. Again, man, let's keep this thing growing and let's keep going hard, man. So a New York Giants salute to each and every one of you. I'll hit these last few comments. CFA says, imagine Wink with this D-line. Oh, I've been saying that shit all year. Travis is in the building, man. Shout out to you. Says, man, that was tough. And that's an understatement. That is an understatement. CFA says, coaches losing the locker room. For sure, man. For sure. That was as bad as a loss that you could ever even think of right there. Big Blue Doja, New York Giants, salute to you, bro. It's been real. And I will holler at y'all. And until I holler at y'all, of course,
Fee-Fi-Fo-FUMM.
Y'all be easy, man. Peace.
AKA lion, AKA tiger, how we swinging iron, walking through the fire, certified pioneer. Yeah. Keep applying pressure to the foes, going closer than I appear, closer than my abyss. Keep away the giant here.